Hey there, it's another episode of New Eden News and Weather and Sports. I'm Mike Azariah. It is March 30th, 2025, and time for a bit of an update on what's going on in EVE Online, the MMO. If you don't know what that is or don't play the game, still have no clue why you're here unless you're my baby sister, in which case, hello. So, get right into it. First thing I wanted to talk about was this past Saturday was the Frigate Free for All, hosted by A Band Apart and Stay Frosty and Rick Javix. And it was a fantastic event. I had a grand old time. I'll put an image down below of the number of ships that got popped. It was over 7 grand inside of 24 hours. A few people colored inside the lines, and a few decided that rules didn't apply to them and brought ships. Hell, I saw a Megathron go flying by. I saw people doing potting. Heck, I got potted twice, and if you go to Zedkill, you can see that that happened. I got potted, clone jumped close and came back in, got potted a second time, and at that point I was too far away to come back for a third run at it. But I had a grand time and thought it was an excellent thing, regardless of the people who don't really believe that rules or social lines apply to them. This is Eve. That's kind of how the game plays. So good on them for being them, and good on us for having fun. Second thing, the New Eden, let's see how they called it. New Eden Review Dev Show, aka Nerds, came on this week, and it was a good episode. I highly recommend it. We'll put a link down below for the YouTube version of it. And it was devs of the game talking about the changes that have been made and what they're hoping will happen, what they planned, and some peeks into the future. Near the end of it, they bring out CCP Lumi, who I think is a lovely lady and she has bought me a meal before. Anyone who feeds me, I like so far. It was they did some great discussions, and I actually learned something. I was not aware that there was an Eve Economic Council within CCP of just the people who really pay attention to the money and have chats among themselves about what dials they want to turn and how they want to change things. Maybe I did know and just didn't pay attention. They shouted out CCP Carker and admitted that quite often, although she runs the little things thread, most of the changes she makes are never little things. They're huge, or they're quality of life that make a big difference in the game. So I want to give my shout out to CCP Carker as well. Following that, one of the changes that they mentioned, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it rattles through and the effect it has, is the change in air uh, farming. And I know that sounds funny, but we're in space. I'm not talking about that air. I'm talking about the skill point farming that has been done, and the reason why Witra is the most violent system in high sec may be coming to an end because they're changing and kind of soul locking the prizes so that only the person who earns them can keep them. Because players were earning tons of skill points, handing them off to a main, and the main could do extractions and sell that for a profit. And they were literally farming dozens and dozens of alts, just funneling all the income to one person. If that changes, I think that'll be a good thing. We'll see. Pardon me. We'll see in a couple of months whether it actually has made a huge effect. I didn't even look to see where the most violent system is this week. I'm giving it some time. Speaking of violence, though, and from the news, we're going to shift directly over to sports. For the past couple of weeks, there has been the Charity Cup tournament. And if you don't know what this is, they have decided, Jin Tan suggested, and I fully support what he said. They chose a local hospice and are raising money for a hospice by saying if we got all these eyes on a tournament, we might as well be sending it to something good. This is not Plex for Good, it is just a private player run thing, but a good thing just the same. And the Charity Cup is really cool. This is where Eve becomes an esport. And it is the closest thing to a fair fight that you can watch on a stream, because most times streamers go out and either they're on a big roam where they outnumber everything they hunt 20 to 1, or they go out solo and they get outnumbered 20 to 1. But this is each team can bring a battleship, a battle cruiser, the same list of ship types all the way down to a frigate. Now, what they choose is up to them, and there are a few limits. No Gilas, for example, and limits to what you can fit on them, just to keep things fair and not too boring. The battleships, for example, can only do one self-repair module. But just the same, the battles have been fantastic. My favorite one that I watched this morning, Sunday, was the battle between evasive maneuvering and neglect emotionally. And it was a nail biter all the way to the last seconds of the battle. Highly recommend that you either go back and watch it, or this coming weekend, watch the finals, because that's what it is. This coming weekend will be the finals, and somebody will be, I don't even know what the prizes are. I am just enjoying the hell out of watching it. If you watch it live, you can actually bet channel bits, and if you collect enough of them from CCP channel bits, you can use those to redeem for in-game skins for your ships. Win-win all around. As to movement, because I do like to have a bit of it, and let me just bring that up. I did notice something interesting, and I just want to talk about the big movements in alliances today. The initiative has just added 1,000 players to their organization, bringing them to about 23,000 players. The biggest drop was from Fraternity, who lost 240 players or accounts or whatever you want to call it, but they dropped 241. Initiative jumped by over 1,000. Now, last week, if you recall, the biggest jump was about 500, and that was Goonswarm. But all of a sudden, these guys have doubled the change. Don't know what it means. Don't know if it means they just picked up a new corp that had 1,000 members in it. If anyone does know, leave a comment on any one of the places where this video is posted. You will find this video on YouTube. I'll put a link in Reddit, and I put a link in the official forums of EVE, which where everything should start and then radiate out from there. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I'm going to call this one and toast you just with some water. I hope you have yourselves a very nice one, and I will catch you next week. Later, Gator.